welcome to MandoBug Crafts, episode 31. I'm MandoBug, but you can call me Amanda if you want. Welcome new viewers, and hey, thanks for coming back, returning viewers. I appreciate it so much. So, before I get into the beginning of the show, I would like to say a big thank you to Bunnyfish from Bunnyfish Crafts. She recommended my podcast on her podcast, which I thought was so sweet. So thank you, Bunnyfish. If you haven't seen her podcast before, you should definitely go check it out. She knits, she crochets, she spins, and she reads a lot of books. So you can get a lot of really good book recommendations from her. And I think she watches more podcasts than anyone I know. Because whenever I see her show, she's always recommending podcasts that I've never heard of or right when they start out, and I love being able to find new podcasts that way. So, oh, and also, if you're interested in a knit-along, she is doing a charity knit-along, so go check it out. So, starting out with something I've learned. My fleece came in. I mean, you had to know that it was going to be here. So, I took some video, and I'll put it here. So yeah, I got, the first box that I got from my mother-in-law was that baby fleece and that Jacob's fleece that you saw. I'm saving the Jacob's fleece for last because it's the nicest fleece. It's got the longest length and the locks are really intact, and it's just overall a very nice fleece. So I've started processing that baby fleece. I put it through 3 cold washes in my bathtub, and then I put it through 1 hot soapy bath. I mean, like hot, like 200 degrees Fahrenheit hot, and then with soap, and then I went ahead and rinsed the soap out, and now it's out drying on my drying rack that me and my husband built this weekend. So I have a picture of it out drying on the drying rack. I'll go ahead and insert that here. So you can see in the picture, there's a lot of that fleece isn't usable. It was the very first shear on these baby sheep, so the very ends of the wool there's not a lot. It's like very fine and faint, and it's just clumped full of dirt. I don't know what I'm gonna do yet. I think I'm gonna pick all that stuff out and just use the nice white fluffy underneath that you can see. We'll see. My hand combs aren't here yet. So I decided to get hand combs because I was looking at hand carders and hand combs, and I think that I'll enjoy the combs better. We'll see. So yeah, I will probably do like a whole side video outside of this podcast to kind of show how I process the fleece, because I've been taking lots of video and pictures, and I feel like it's just too much information to put into the podcast. So I'll probably have a whole side like MandoBug processes a fleece for the first time. Wouldn't that be funny? So, but I've been learning so much. I've been reading nonstop articles from Interweave under their spinner group. I've been watching countless YouTube videos, which I will share later in the show, and there's just so much knowledge out there. I'm learning so much. It's amazing. I'm not sure if I mentioned yet or not when I washed the fleece. Some people just kind of throw the whole fleece in the tub and wash it that way. I had read that breaking it up does a better job, especially when the fleece is really dirty, which this one was very dirty. I broke it off into like 8-ounce groups and put them in lingerie bags. So that really helped get the fleece nice and clean. And I left them in the bags throughout the whole process until I was ready to dry them, and that's when I took them out of the bag and kind of opened them up and put them on the drying rack. So yeah, I'm really excited. I can't wait till the little bit that I've done has dried and I can start playing around with what I got. So moving on to works in progress. Okay, so I'm still working on my rain shine. I really thought that I would have it done by this week, but I've just been distracted. When I was about to finish it, the fleece came in, so you can imagine what happened. Oh, kitty, don't do that. Okay, pause real quick to share my new family member. Come here, Kitty. I call him Kitty. Sorry for getting so close. I call him Kitty because we haven't named him yet. This is Harvey's new best friend. Hi, Kitty. Oh, he's got a thing about faces. He really likes to be close to faces and do loves and licks and cleans. He really likes to be held too. Like, I've never seen a cat that's like purring 24/7 and just wants to be in your arms. So he's a sweetheart. I'm letting my husband name him. He's thrown around a couple names, but nothing's really stuck yet. But he's just a sweetheart. Harvey's still getting used to him, but they're not BFFs yet. Oh, and this guy, he loves wool. When I opened the fleece out, when I got it, he, like, I turned around and I looked back, he would, like, jumped on the fleece and was, like, eating it. I'm like, no, kitty, no! So, he's a little feisty one, and he loves his wool. So him and I are gonna have to figure out, like, hey, you can't eat my roving when I'm trying to spin. Because Lindsay came over yesterday and was using one of her support spindles, and he was trying to eat the roving. And he's nudging my camera. Okay, kitty. Okay. Anyways, back to my works in progress. Rain shine. I'm on the last row before the bind off. And I'm in the middle of it. I know. It's going to be hard to see, but I can kind of open up some of it. You can see the beads that I've put on. So, it'll be done next week, most likely. I mean, if I'm on the last row, does that help? No, I don't think that helps. I mean, you've seen it before. It's on its final row. Then I'll do a crocheted bind off and then block it. So, looks like I'm going to have just enough yarn to, I'm almost halfway through the last row, and then I also have to bind off, so I think this worked out perfectly. Then I picked up this guy, which you might recognize if you've been following for a little while. This is Clopactis. I don't remember who it's by, but I'll put it up down there. And it's starting to open up as I get towards the end. And I picked him up because I had to go get an oil change and have some other service. Hi, kitty. Have some other service done to my car, and I was there for like an hour and a half, and I needed some knitting that was going to be easy. So I'll probably finish him soon too. That is in Sunrise Fiber Company's Champagne colorway. It was the January Dessert Yarn Club color. So, and then the only other thing I have for works in progress, besides processing that fleece, is, I don't know if you saw, I don't remember which episode it was, but it was back during the really bad winter storms. A bunch of the branches in my backyard, like, just broke and fell down, and my backyard was like nothing but tree branches. So after building the drying rack with my husband, we had all his equipment out, and I was like, what if I cut the branch into small 1/4 inch thick pieces and make buttons? And so that's what I'm attempting to do. I have all these pieces that are dried out, and I'm going to take a sander to them, sand them down, make them nice and smooth, probably take the bark off the edges because it's really like winter damaged, and then drill holes through them and have some nice natural wooden buttons. I don't know what I'd use them with because I don't have any projects in mind, but I know that they look really good on some winter hats or maybe certain kinds of sweaters or cardigans. So I'm really excited about that. I will share that as I figure out how that works. So moving on to finished objects. I plied up that 2 ounces of Malabrigo's Noob in the Cereza colorway. And I absolutely love the way that it turned out. I am in love with this yarn. It's shiny and pretty, and I got about 215 yards of a fingering weight. And believe it or not, you guys, I ended up plying it on my wheel. I had started plying it on my trindle before I realized, well, this is stupid. This is gonna take forever. I just need to get some confidence and just do it. So I was very, very careful with the tension on my wheel before I started chain plying it, and that really made a difference. In the past, when I've chain plied, I've had tension issues, and it's caused the ply to have way too much twist, and it's really hard to control it. Not only that, I left these singles resting for quite a while, at least a couple days, and so when I plied them, it didn't try to kink up on itself, and that made it a lot more manageable to chain ply on the wheel as well. So I know before I was worried about that pink and purple, but or the red and purple, but luckily the way that it turned out, the purple is more of a gray, and I can get down with that. So I'm happy with this. I still have the other 2 ounces to spin, but spinning fingering weight takes so long. I'm like, okay, I need something quick and easy, right? So I spun the rainbow yarn that I showed you guys last week. So this I just spun up into a nice fluffy worsted weight. So I got about 145 yards out of like 2.5 ounces, almost 3 ounces of fiber. I didn't really weigh it because I didn't really care. It was just random scraps I had been dyeing. So you can't really see the colors very well when it's hanked up, but when you open it up you can see. And what I did was I just took each ball of colored fiber and spun it until it was gone, and then picked up the next ball, and then I chain plied it. So this is very bright, happy rainbow yarn, and I absolutely love it. And I think I'm gonna knit it into a hat, but I'm not 100% sure what I want to do with it yet, because I'm working on that rainbow colored baby blanket, and I feel like I could make a really cool something to go with that if I don't decide to make it into an adult hat. So because this wool is too itchy for a baby to wear, in my opinion. And also, you know, with hand washed baby stuff, I don't have a baby, and it's been a long time since I've been around children, so I kind of forget how messy they are, and I don't want to overestimate that or underestimate it. So so I'm really happy with the rainbow yarn. And then I also finished this hat that I hadn't worked on in a long time. This was kind of like, the week of finishing projects for me. This hat I started with hand spun. I don't remember how long ago, but it was a bat I had got when I went to the Georgia Alpaca Fiber Festival, and so this is the hand spun bat. And it was so many different fiber, I can't possibly remember what was in here. All I remember is it had mohair locks in it, and I wanted to just, like, I hated it. I hated the locks in it because I wanted yarn that I could use, and I knew if I let the locks go through and it was like a super duper art yarn that I wouldn't know what to do with it. So I kind of picked them all out when I spun it. Hi, baby! This is the episode of New Kitty. See, I told you about his face thing? So this is my hand spun, and then this black is just some Patton's wool. It'll be linked in my project page on Ravelry, which will be linked to my notes on my blog or in the description of the YouTube video. It's just some black that I had, and this was an interesting construction. I think it was free. Kitty, no, you can't eat the tassels. No, Kitty. But if I can get him to let go of it, I can put it on for you guys. So I really like it because it's like a hood. So I'm really pleased with it. It's really comfortable. It's nice and big and warm, and you know, sometimes hats for the winter are like suction cup to your head, and sometimes they make your head look funny. But this is just like a hood without the sweatshirt. And so I absolutely love it. I added the tassels to the end because I really like them. I think the original pattern had a tassel on the back, but I thought that was awkward. So I'll just keep to my bottom tassels and my nice little hood hat. So I know it's totally warming up outside, and I probably won't get to wear this until next winter, but I mean, to be honest, I only finished it because I was really close to being done. I was at the decreases, and I was knitting this on size 8s, and my Rain Shine shawl for the last couple rows needed you to switch up to size 8s, and so I really just needed the needles, and I was like, oh, it'll take like 2 hours to finish this, I'll just knock it out. So I'm very happy with this hat. I think the pattern, it's available in either bulky or super bulky, so it's great for that thicker hand spun that you don't have a lot of and you don't know what to do with it. I think the original pattern didn't have this stripe in it like I did. I think it was all one color, but there's like, you have your ribbing and then this garter ridge section, and then the decreases are in stockinette. So I thought, I'll just do the garter ridges in a separate color, and then do a mix of the two in the tassels. Kitty, no! Kitty, no! Oh, you know what? I also forgot to tell you guys that I finished the Amigurumi Monster Floyd. Forgot because I don't have him with me. I had already given him to the guy that asked for him, and so I'll insert pictures so you can see how he turned out. Moving on to check it out. So for check it out this week, I wanted to share 2 YouTube channels that have been a wonder for me this last week of reading about processing a fleece. One of them is Expertly Dyed, Art by Science, and this channel shares like so much. I absolutely love the way she does her videos because she describes everything. It's not just about, you can't eat my shawl. Kitty. Kitty, no. I'm gonna pause. I'm going to take Kitty out because new Kitty, look, new Kitty wants to eat all the yarn. No, Kitty, no. No, Kitty, no. No, Kitty. Okay, new Kitty has a thing for that yellow yarn. Like, he's not like that with all yarn, but he's like that with that yellow yarn. But anyways, Expertly Dyed, Art by Science. She has great videos where she describes everything very thoroughly that she talks about. She's got videos on there from how to choose a fleece all the way to how to, you know, process, take care of, and spin, and store, and she just really goes into depth on everything. And then and she still posts videos, even though some of her videos are older, she's still putting out new videos. I think her newest video is on spinning cashmere. So definitely check out that channel. And then the other channel is Blue Mountain Handcrafts, and I really enjoyed watching her tutorials on like carding and combing and dizzing, more of the actual fiber prep. How to make rolags, how to make rologs. I'm not crazy, there's 2 different things. I didn't know that. So I really enjoyed her videos as well, and I feel like I've learned so much in this past week by mostly watching those 2 women. So definitely go check them out if you're thinking about getting a fleece and processing it and preparing it and spinning it. So moving on to current events. Sorry about the sniffling. It's pollen season here, and I'm very allergic. So it makes, my nose run mostly when I take my medicine. Otherwise, I'm just a giant swollen red puff of mess. So I do apologize for the sniffling. So current events. I have finally caught up on the 2014 Mystery Knit Along by Marie Segueres, and I'll just show you the newest squares. I don't share these all the time because she only puts a square out every 2 weeks, and I don't always do them when they come out. It would not be wrong to say that I've done the last 4 squares in the last week. No one needs to know. So here's one of the squares. And another one. And another one. I really like this one because it's that diagonal looking stitch. And then the most recent one, which is really pretty on both sides. And you might be saying, this one's a different color. That's because I'm knitting the squares to make a rainbow blanket. So I'm going to do top row red, next row orange, rest of the rainbow. So my first 6 squares are red, and then my next 6 squares are going to be orange. And I'll continue on. There will only be enough squares to get through 5. So I'm going to have to pick my 6 favorite and make them all in my final color, and then seam it all together and have myself a rainbow baby blanket. I've been knitting these on US size 6s. And it's out of Blue Sky Alpaca's worsted cotton, and I love it. It's really soft, but the label does recommend hand washing, which I could see because I could see it pilling easily if it's agitated too much. So, good to know. Then also, Stitches South just ended yesterday or the day before yesterday. I don't know. What day is it? Who knows? But I wasn't able to go, but Lindsay of the Knitworm Diaries podcast went, my BFF, and she brought me back goodies. So she brought me one of these because everyone needs one of these and I didn't have one. So that was really sweet of her. And then she brought me fibery goodness. Stuff is so soft and squish. Now I'm really, really jealous of Lindsay because, so this is Gail's art, and it is 50% merino, 25% bamboo, and 25% silk in the stony colorway. But I'm really jealous of Lindsay because she got to meet Gail of Gail's Art. Gail's Art is a local hand dyer, Gail of Gail's Art is a local hand dyer, and I've spun her other fiber before, and so has Lindsay, and the two of us are just in absolute awe of her, and she got to meet her. I'm so jealous. But Lindsay had a great experience. I'm sure she'll talk about it on her podcast, and maybe I'll get to go next year. But I'm just lucky I have such a good friend who brought me back goodies. If you went, I hope you had a good time and got to pick out awesome stuff to take home and cherish and make awesome things with. Or if you didn't get to go, I hope you have a friend like I do who brought you stuff back. So also for current events, hey, I'm wearing my Eat Sleep Knit shirt. So I'm on Team Robo Knits, and I got my shirt in the mail. I had been planning on getting a shirt eventually, but then when I read on their blog that they're giving away more yardage towards your yarnathon if you do a photo scavenger hunt in an ESK shirt. So I went ahead and I ordered my Robo Knit shirt so I can start participating in the photo scavenger hunt on Flickr to get my bonus yardage to go towards the yarnathon. And I also finally got me my mug I've been wanting. I think I told you guys about that, and it's got a nice little pattern on the back. I have some Oregon chai latte in here. But so I love Eat Sleep Knit because I ordered my mug, right, and the first one came like this. And I sent him a little message. I'm like, I love my shirt, but my mug is in like 5 different pieces. And they shipped me out a new one immediately, no cost to me, so I thought that was amazing and awesome customer service. So, I also wanted to take a minute to tell you guys I just made an Instagram account. I know I'm only 25, but I'm like new to some of these social media websites. I'm still trying to figure out what it is. I just made my username MandoBug to keep it nice and simple, and I've started following other Instagrammers, so share your Instagram name with me so I can follow you and figure out how this works. I just post random pictures of stuff I'm working on, so I think that's what you're supposed to do, and hopefully, I mean, I did it to look for inspiration. And that's my biggest key. I love to see what other people are working on because it gets the creative juices flowing, and I'm like, yes, this. I know you guys are probably the exact same way, so. And then also for current events, we have the April and May finished object thread. You can check out the thread on Ravelry in my Ravelry group for more details, but people are just posting in there as they finish, and there's just some gorgeous stuff in there, so I appreciate you guys sharing what you've got. You'll be entered to win some prizes that aren't picked out yet, but I can guarantee they'll be cool. You could go back, I think I archived the February-March one, but you can see what the prizes were for that and see if you'd be interested in something like that. So for upcoming events, I should still be making it to the Festival of Alabama Fiber Arts in Montgomery next weekend. Yeah, not this coming weekend, the next weekend, to take that From Riches to Rolex class. I'm super excited. And, ooh, this is good news. So it's kind of belated because we had our project bag so long, but I contacted Anna from Noodlehead asking her if I could make a video tutorial of her open wide project bags, and she said yes! Yay! So I will be putting that together soonish, probably in the next couple weeks, just to make sure that it's, you know, a good quality video. I'll need good lighting. As you can tell, it's overcast again today. I get my orange overhead light, so sorry. But so that should be coming shortly. And also iTunes, okay? I've been trying to figure it out behind the scenes. It's just not going well for me. I'm trying to find a way to do it for free. And that's why I'm on YouTube, because it's free. But I know a lot of people prefer to watch their podcasts through iTunes. And iTunes has very strict rules. They just don't talk to other programs very nicely. So I found a way to host my videos for free on Google Drive, and when I put the videos into my blog and took the feed to put it into iTunes, iTunes was like, no. And so I did research, and the way that Google Drive hosts your videos is not compatible with the way that it makes the feed that goes to iTunes. So I had to take all the videos off Google Drive. And I'm just trying to find another way to host my videos for free so that I can get them onto iTunes for free. Because I'm not going to pay to host my videos. I'm just not. So, I'm sorry, I'm still trying to figure it out, because I do know it's a preference, but for now I'm just here on YouTube, and there's nothing wrong with that. And then, also, for upcoming events, my hand combs are coming in the mail today, and so is my blending board. I got a blending board! I've got the Ashford blending board, and it was definitely a priority for me because if you've never spun from a Rolag, yeah, you should try it. I know it's an expensive fiber preparation because it has to be done by hand, but it's a dream to spin with. That's what I spun my my hand spun lace weight was from Rolags, from Yarn Shine, and it was just amazing. So, and also it's a way that you can add sparkle to anything. That's always a bonus in my book. So, sorry if this episode's a little longer than usual. I hope you guys have a good crafting week, and I will see you next week. Bye!